Welcome to Clixed Off, brought to you by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama. Check them out at luckydicecafe.com. And now for your hosts, Daniel Powell, Jason Alvey, and Tylor Speeds.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Clixed Off. This is your host Daniel Powell speaking. That was a very radio-esque voice that I was using there. Just want to let everyone know that Clixed Off is brought to you by Trollin' Toad, trollintoad.com. Find Heroclix new and old. Trollintoad.com is the world's largest Heroclix retailer. Use coupon code CLIXEDOFF for 5% off your Heroclix order. Merchant and pre-order items do not apply. And you can tell that it's been a month since we've done a podcast because I messed up the intro to Trollin' Toad. So welcome back, everybody. Joining me today is Jason. I don't know how long it's been since he's had chicken wings, Alvy.
Not that long, actually.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have Alex, the reviewer Cruzz.
Up next is Elton John with Benny and the Jets. Wait, are we doing radio voices?
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, I guess. And for no particular reason, because this last guy would normally be in front of Alex for our made-up, unknown reasons of the intro and the podcast, but it's a big day for this guy. We have Tylor, I'm the juggernaut, bitch, Spees, coming in hot with his world champ piece, Juggernaut.
I don't like the attention. It's making me uncomfortable.
Oh man.
Dude, I'm hyped as shit for your piece, dude.
I am as well. I'm very, very, very excited.
I hope it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a new goal in life now.
Yeah?
Is to play Juggernaut and beat Tylor with it.
Come on.
Oh, big oof. Says the man that only beat the only person to ever beat Tylor playing Wales.
True and balanced. That's accurate. Yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully he sees some play. We'll see.
So obviously we're back. My move has completed, and my office is set up satisfactorily. Still got a lot more work to do. It might sound a little echoey in here. I've got some more stuff to add to the walls and some sound panels to add. But we're back. We've got a lot to do. We've got a lot of content planned. I know that from my perspective, we'll have a full House of X set review coming up. And then second of all, we haven't talked a lot about Galactus yet here on the podcast. And there's been some events with Galactus with varying results. There's some things to talk about there coming up this next month. Tylor, you've got some ideas coming up of some things you want to record about. I don't know, maybe Alex, you brought that up, but so I'm not going to. Alex and Tylor have got some things they want to talk about.
Tylor was the one who birthed the idea out of our conversation.
Why would you phrase it like that?
It was a home birth.
Okay.
Trying to play safe.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing a new show on YouTube. It's kind of in the early stages, but it was going to be like a meta tier list. So we would all just be on a call together, and we would go through the set and sort of peg where we think this piece will end up in the meta. Probably like S, A, B, and C tier. And then just sort of see what our initial thoughts are. And obviously there'll probably be some lively debate because we do not always agree on things. and then maybe we would revisit it in a few months once we got some tournaments in to see who was wrong and mock them for it.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about that idea, and probably the format that we would look at doing is we can record webcams and screen capture on Skype, which also allows me to record the audio as a podcast, but we can also upload your screen recording to YouTube. Yeah. So we can kind of just do it as a regular episode and say, hey, this is a rankings episode, you know, a lot more visual effect is on YouTube, go check it out there. But if you just want to listen along, listen to it like a regular podcast.
Yeah, if there's anything you guys want to see, just leave it in the comments, because it's pretty early, like I said. But
I'm just looking forward to the personal accountability we're going to have now.
Yeah, it's really nice, because we talk about these things a lot behind the scenes, and we are wrong sometimes. So
we're gonna put everything in the middle tiers, so that way we can't ever be wrong.
Yeah, we're gonna start moderating our opinions a little bit.
Well, it's like one of those things, right? Like if we were to take Barkley as an example, we most likely put Barkley really low.
Yeah, probably not even in the meta.
But then came the influence ring.
That's
right, so like Barkley by himself is like impossible to activate normally until you can get the influence ring and you knock him back twice.
But see, that's why we're also going to have rankings where a level's going to be, you know, it might take a very specialized team for this figure to branch out. Like that's like part of the rankings. It's built in to say, hey, this figure's really not going to like overpower and be a staple in the meta, but on the right team, it could do well. And that's kind of what Barkley falls in. That it's not something that's overpowering by himself, but you could build around him and he could be something.
Sure. Yeah. And the site that I used it for the when we ranked the Colossal Retaliators. So it's actually a link that I can share, and then people, if they want to build their own list to see what they thought, that'd be cool too. Yeah, so that's pretty exciting.
Cool.
Yeah, so we've been talking about doing one maybe for where the current 2020 meta might be. We're going to do one for House of X probably. We'll break it all around, I think.
And don't forget, we do have our year-end awards coming up.
Yeah, we got to get ready for that.
Yeah, even though it's 2020, there are awards to give out. The year did happen.
Sadly, yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did something, that's for sure.
But yeah.
Are we going to add a Best Chicken Wings award this year?
Oh my gosh, I'm so, it's 9:57 on Sunday, and just me mentioning chicken wings has made me hungry for chicken wings now.
I mean, it's been like 4 days for me now.
I don't know, it's been longer than me for that, and as I was telling Tylor in the pre-show, the new house has none of the corporate food delivery services.
That's rough, buddy.
You and I should try to remedy that situation this week.
We should try to remedy that Wednesday, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
So the new thing that I have to combat on my sound for the house is there's a train track about probably a mile directly line of sight. So there might be the occasional train and train horn come in through the sound. But other than that, that's the only sound that I hear outside of my door. There'll be no more interstate noise on my speakers or on my microphone.
I never heard the interstate noise on there.
Yeah, occasionally you would. It was kind of a low rumble. Especially if somebody honked their horn, you would hear that on the podcast. But that should no longer be on there. So, we're pretty excited for all of the above. But yeah, I mean, we've got, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 shows planned for the remainder of the year. Thanksgiving's coming up, so that's a thing. kind of, I guess. I mean, we're having a small gathering here at our house.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's virtual Thanksgiving this year, right? Like,
yeah, virtual Thanksgiving.
I'm looking forward to my video turkey. I don't know about you guys, but
God, so sad.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things. My wife and sister-in-law both work in the public. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they've gone to work every day since March. So us getting together is really no more risk than any other day.
Yeah.
I mean, they work directly with the public, so, us getting together for some turkey and dressing is not any more risk than we take just having to exist.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm excited. Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday, so I'm a little bit sad that it's not like previous years, but I am excited that we get to salvage something out of it this year.
Mm-hmm.
Not ideal, but
nothing has been. Yeah.
Is that the caption for 2020? 2020, not ideal.
Yeah, that would be it. Yeah.
No, not ideal. No, not at all. Not at all.
2021 is not shaping up to look much better right now.
No, it's not.
You know what?
It's not.
Let's just get through this year, and then we can, I will have hope back at least next year.
What day is the president certified?
The 20th, I think.
20th, 21st, something like that.
Yeah. No.
No, the electoral.
It's the electoral college vote.
Oh, I think the last thing is the 13th.
13th.
Or the 25th? Not 25th, never mind. I think it's the 13th. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think between now and December 13th, the results of December 13th will determine a lot of people's anxiety levels for the remainder of the year and next year.
That's true.
So, but we have some previews to talk about. So we are recording this podcast ahead of the noon-ish release of our preview. So big thank you to WizKids for providing us with these preview cards to share. And then let's kind of break them down a little bit, what we've got. So I think, Tylor, we'll cover Juggernaut last, but I am kind of sad that Scott Porter pulled him in his video.
I initially was sad, but then I was happy because I didn't have to wait a whole extra week to share him with everybody. So It was kind of a blessing in disguise for me.
Sure, that's true.
Because he said Tyler's name.
He did. That was pretty exciting. That I'm not gonna lie, I've watched that like 3 times. So
you didn't have to pay like $100 for him to say it in the cameo.
Cameo, yeah.
That's
I got a
true.
free cameo.
And then, so let's hope that the actual. So you've got a figure in hand, and
literally in hand right now.
Yeah, literally in hand of yours. Now, is your name spelt right on that one?
It is.
Okay, I'm really hoping that the remainder of them have the O and not an E.
Wait, your name was spelled wrong on it?
No. The name has been spelled wrong on the figure and everything we've seen, but it just in some of the emails, as happens with my name, it was spelled wrong. But we should be good.
Yeah. So, just hoping for no mishaps, right? I mean, it's a very common mishap to have with your name. So let's talk about previews, and before the podcast goes up, your unboxing will come up. So I want to talk about a little bit of your perspective on the figures as well that you've had in hand. after we go through our preview. So first of all, we have a team-up card for Marvel Girl, which is the 020.01, and that gives her a team-up with Black Tom, Beast, Domino, Kid Omega, Sage, and Wolverine. And then with 2+ figures on the board from that previous list, Marvel Girl unlisted friendly characters have free if this character occupies hindering terrain, move up to 2 squares.
Is there?
Huh?
Just sidestep if they occupy hindering, pretty much.
Yeah, basically. Well, they get to use that. It would get to use sidestep on top of that as well.
Oh, that's true. If they have it, yeah. I need to read this story, or I'm curious why it's those figures. It's got to be like a certain event or something.
Yeah, it's got to be a certain part of the story. I mean, I'm gonna read it here too, soon as well. So I'm gonna read it here soon as well.
Well, it's not House of X #1, I don't think. Like it says on the card. So, yeah.
So, we do have a Black Tom in our previews, and we do have a Wolverine. Now, what I think is interesting about these new team-up cards, unless I'm missing something, Alex, you may know, this removes the Highlander requirement, right?
Oh, really?
Well, no, it says on there you can't choose a team-up if your starting characters share a name.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, never mind. I'm sorry. So, my bad. Mistake number one of the podcast. Mistake number one of Daniel on the podcast is that he missed that completely. So, that kind of ruins the super effectiveness of this.
Yeah, they're essentially just like JLU, the ones we got at JLU.
Okay, fair enough. I was thinking there might have been something different, but, alas, there's not. So this Marvel Girl is neat with her special damage power that there's a 50-50 chance that if you outwit target a friendly character with the X-Men keyword with outwit, you get dealt a penetrating damage.
Yeah, and it's a global effect, which makes it a lot better.
With something that is sort of a negative on that one, is that if you use that could activate Retail.
Yes.
That
is the negative.
That's a pretty big negative.
Yes.
But so this character's 80 points. What do we think about her overall?
She seems a bit overcosted in my opinion, based on other stuff we've seen recently.
Yeah. I don't.
She's got the cool whip protection thing. Krakoan Revival, I'm not that might just be broken. I'm not sure, because it's a complete you get the figure back, no stipulations. They score them, but you get the figure back. It's pretty crazy. So I'm not sure. And she's one of the most expensive ones, and they have to be below her point value. So that's something to keep in mind.
Right. So either it's completely broken in a way that we haven't thought of yet,
right,
or it's irrelevant.
Right. That's how I feel too. And it'll just depend on if there's some figure that it does really well with it or something.
Right. So I don't this particular dial. I think for 80 points, I think Krakoan, sorry, whatever, you guys get it. Either Krakoan Revival is very overcosted and her willpower is really overcosted. Because if I look at this Jean Grey dial by itself, the Krakoan Revival, the willpower, and the extra bolt, is that really worth 30 points from what we've seen from a typical Jean Grey Marvel Girl dial?
I think it might actually be the power that's increasing the points because it's a global effect. Maybe that was my first impression. Is that it was a global dial or a global effect, so that's why they price it so high, I guess.
But if I look at like a typical 5-click Marvel Girl dial, it's 50 points, maybe 40.
Right.
Right. Outwit probably adds a little bit. Krakoan Revival probably adds a little bit. Willpower adds a little bit because typically she doesn't have willpower.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
And then the double bolt, which doesn't make sense, right? Because like her and Cyclops typically only have the single bolt.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of like traditional design for those characters.
He's got great keywords. Cosmic Ruler X-Men. Yeah. That's pretty good. Phoenix Force might be relevant.
Phoenix Force, yeah. I mean, this new Quiet Council, I think, has some stuff to be explored as well.
I think just the biggest question is Krakoan Revival. We don't really know what its point cost, if you will, is. Like, we don't know the stipulation of whether, hey, that adds 25 points to her point value, and that's why she's so expensive. Mm-hmm. She just feels overcosted at the point currently.
No, they won't. They disqualify 25-point Magneto from using it specifically. So I guess they must feel like it's worth several points, or they let him use it on that dial.
Yeah, that's true. But he's pretty good on that clip too. So maybe I'm not sure. Let's do. Yeah. I think the main reason she's overcosted actually, and why she's not probably going to see any play is because she's too squishy for that many points. She has no rollouts and 17 defense up close. Like she dies in 5 clicks. It's just not she's just going to die.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. And it's like one of those things, it's like I like the concept of her dial, but I think she's just overcosted. But I think you could also, like, even for casual, you might reach for another dial of her.
Yeah, she doesn't. The only unique thing that she does really is the damage power. Yeah, damage power. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure if that's enough. I don't know.
It's so limiting. I don't see how often that's going to come up.
Right.
That means she has to be played on an X-Men theme. And they have to be targeted without wit. Okay, well, I'm just not going to target you without wit.
Well, and then I mean, and then the rest of you probably want a team-up card with her, so maybe one of the other team-up cards will make it worth it.
Yeah, true.
So, let's talk about Rare Magneto.
Yeah.
Now, we've seen Rare Magneto previewed previously. Now, we haven't recorded on him personally. Now, his 90-point dial is the only one that gives the Krakoan Revival. Am I saying that right? Is it Krakoan?
Yeah.
All right.
Which I think is the highest point value we've seen with it. I'm pretty sure 90 is the highest point value we've seen with it.
Yeah, I think you're about right. So our team-up card for him is Acolytes or Brotherhood of Mutants theme team once per turn. When Magneto attacks only characters with the X-Men keyword after resolutions generate a heavy object, and he can use TK at no cost.
I think, bold prediction, this is going to be the first team-up card that sees meta play.
Besides Amazo, you mean?
Oh, yeah, I guess Amazo. Forgot about that. Yeah, besides him. The only normal one.
Right. I tend to agree.
Yeah. And it's not
because
Go ahead.
I was just going to say Brotherhood of Mutants has seen some play, and I think that he fits right in.
Right. Yeah. It's not because the effect is that powerful. I mean, it's definitely nice, but it's just because he could see play pretty easily on a Brotherhood team if one is made, and it probably will be. So it just seems like it fits.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Jason Weingart, the 2x2 Magneto, Danger Room Magneto, lots of stuff already good to go.
Yeah, so he sort of just fits in there.
I just don't know if it's too limiting.
Well,
I get it with the team-up card, but the team-up card means you can't play 2x2 Magnetos.
Right, that is the big counter to it.
You can't even play any of the 2x2s, actually.
Oh, really? What?
It says you can't choose a team-up card if your starting characters share a name.
Oh, yeah. Then never mind. I take it back. You can...
He's technically Magneto, so I would assume that bypasses that a bit.
You can't choose a team if your starting character shares a name. Oh, I thought it had to be the same figure. But that makes sense because they're supposed to be thematic. But I take back what I said because you're not building a brotherhood team without one of those two Magnetos, most likely. So.
I mean, it could be there, right?
It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
I mean, this guy's he's really good. He's 10 clicks long for 150 points with the Mastermind, so maybe he sees play on his higher fight.
That is true. And he's got retail. And, I mean, just honestly, his 25-point dial, right? Triple target, EE, with 8 range, and ignoring characters.
Sorry, so carry flyer.
Exactly. Yeah. There is, and with that Mastermind power, there's a lot of value there.
And he ignores characters for targeting, which is very valuable.
I said that already, so you doubled down on it.
I agree with you.
Like a double cheeseburger.
Sure.
Sorry.
I
was literally singing that yesterday. Not gonna lie.
So I think that this set begins can this figure become a Spider-Man family thing?
Yeah, this is the first time that we have to deal with that.
Right, so obviously he's got Ruler, right? So that brings him in with Spider-Pharaoh. And, I mean, just honestly, I don't think you can ever underestimate the power of the sidestep carry flyer that's 25 points or less.
Yep. He also...
With Indom.
And he has 2 team abilities to bring to the Spider-Man, so that's very relevant too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. I saw a few in my unboxing that you'll see. There was a few figures that synergized with the X-Men keyword or team ability. We saw one in Elixir where they succeed on anything a 3 through 6 where they don't hit themselves. So that could come into play as a team that does that. So
I like that.
And I think there was a team up card that made it a free action as well. So.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, it was pretty specific, but there was one that did it. I think it was a beast card.
Oh, I think that.
Yeah, which would be cool. I kind of like it reminds me of I don't know how many of our viewers listen or play like Slay the Spire or anything like that, but you build a deck around a very specific thing. I think it'd be cool to have that in Heroclix where you're building a team that actually synergizes around the team ability to make the team ability like the central part of it. We've done it a little bit with like the JSA. Yeah, where they got stuff. Like that would be cool with the X-Men.
I agree. I like that. So next up we have the... Oh, does anybody else want to cover anything on Magneto?
Nah.
I hate where his TK is on his dial. It's so dumb. He has 2 clicks of TK, neither of them on the starting line anywhere. It's so dumb. It's just inflating his points. I hate it.
Yeah, I agree. At least he didn't get running shot TK top dial.
True.
Yeah.
We can be thankful about that. So next up we have not Marvel Girl, Hope Summers. as just a regular figure. So she's 047 rare. She's a unique. She's 5 clicks for 50 points. She has the X-Force and X-Men keywords. When another friendly character is chosen for the Gowen revival trait after resolutions, choose a standard power that character can use. Hope Summers can use that power this game. She also has Psychic Power Duplication. Free, choose up to 3 standard powers that adjacent friendly characters with the X-Men keyword can use. Hope Summers can use these powers till your next turn. Then a Fairly Brand Dial with the Stealth, Enhancement, and Close Combat Expert as well. I think she could be useful enough on an X-Men team.
Yeah, she's real cool.
Yeah.
I kind of wish she flied. Maybe because you can carry her now, I guess. But yeah, it's pick a power, pick 3 powers with no downside. It's obviously a little hard to pull off in their situation.
I'm going to step away for 1 second while I'll cover her.
Okay. But,
She should be a good support piece, I feel like.
Right, yeah. There's a lot of lower point cost figures that have support. Like, I think I saw one there was like 30 points with Prob or Perplex TK Barrier, and if you just use her to copy all those, she's a a great support piece.
Yeah.
The Krakoan Revival is just gravy on that because she gets to keep her whole dial.
Yeah, and I mean, she gets to choose, like, 3 powers from anyone adjacent to her.
Right, and well, they have to have the X-Men keyword.
Well, that's true. I was
you can
meaning...
pick one from 3 different characters.
Right, it doesn't have to be all from one person.
Yeah. Her big downside would be the defense. She has stealth to help a little bit, but she probably wants to pick a defense power if she wants to live.
I mean, I think she's the best Hope Summers we've gotten.
That's bold.
Well, we haven't gotten very many, if you look at it. We've gotten a lot of Rachel Summers, just not a ton of Hope.
Wait, I don't know the difference.
Rachel and Hope are totally different characters, dude.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hope Summers wasn't there like a thing with her and like Tachyon or something at one point? Was that her?
Yeah, because she could copy those powers from him. Yeah, and
right.
Like
and
turn into like the.
It's her and Highfather, and then they both became Tachyon.
Tachyon, yeah. That was it.
That's what I thought. So that was something. But
yeah, I think it's just I like her a lot because she could be a great support piece. Like I list in our preview a couple people. Like she's good with even if you just have a Dark Phoenix next to her. She could copy, I believe, Sidestep and Impervious. Because I don't think it doesn't say standard characters. It just says anybody with an X-Men.
Yeah.
So you could choose to copy both of those powers, or you could choose the biggest one I think was Moira X, just because Moira X just keeps getting more and more powers. So it's just one of those.
Thing that you haven't brought up yet. I'm very disappointed in you, Alex.
What?
Legion. You love Legion.
The problem is Legion's not going to see play.
He's a pick a power X-Men piece.
Yeah, I mean I get that.
Loved him.
Yeah, I get that. And I have thought about that, but at the same time, I don't know if she goes with a pick a power. I mean she could. It's just I don't know. I think she goes well with what's his face? Bishop? Prime Bishop is a good pick. Like I said, even Colossal, not the 2x2 Storm is a good pick because she gets Precision Strike, ESD, and some other stuff. So I mean, there's just a lot. There's a lot she could choose from to be a good support piece.
Does Dark Phoenix have the X-Men keyword?
Yes.
I just asked because I don't want to be wrong.
Yeah, I looked it up. I looked at everything by X-Men.
So, I mean, she can get good powers from her too, right?
Yeah, that's what we mentioned. Yeah, she could get Impervious, Sidestep. I think that's it, just those 2.
Well, she can get Willpower too.
That's true.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so and then once Star Phoenix starts to heal, she can get some more juice for the squeeze there.
I don't like that phrasing.
More juice for the squeeze?
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. All right. We got the first of our 2 super rares to talk about. First up is Black Tom. What were you going to say, Tyler?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. So he's got the Mutant CIA, which is improved movement hindering, improved targeting hindering, like we saw on the shield pieces from Captain America and the Avengers.
Yeah, stealth as well, which is a big deal for him.
Yeah, a big deal. Yeah. Shape change, but only if Black Tom occupies hindering terrain, and then the Cohen defense system, sidestep, free if Black Tom occupies hindering terrain, place Black Tom in a square of hindering terrain within 5 squares. So he can voop around. Defense-wise, he's got invulnerability with an 18. Close combat related powers with smoke cloud, poison, plasticity, exploit weakness, and close combat expert, rounding out his dial. What do we think of Black Tom?
I like him a lot better than you guys do. I'll say that.
What do you like about him?
I mean, he's 65 points with great stats for that point value, right? We can agree on that. 11 for 4, 18 defense. He has stealth, and he has improved targeting and movement through stealth. He gets shape change. So, like, just sitting at 65 point piece that's sitting in stealth with invuln and shape change, that's pretty good defensively, right? Stealth, shape change, invuln. That's pretty good. He's got decent stats. He can move around. Placing is powerful. He's 6 clicks long instead of 5. He's pretty tough to kill. I think. Shape change is a trait. The stealth is a trait. I don't know. I think he's solid. I'm not saying that he's probably not seeing meta play, but as far as like just a piece, he's a very solid piece for his point value, I think. I guess I'm the minority.
I think I can tend to agree with you on that one.
I agree that you are in the minority.
He does have top dial standard smoke cloud, which is an issue.
Oh man, just smoke cloud is always better when it's free.
WizKids needs to change the power to it's the normal way, and then they can also do a free action to place 1 smoke cloud, and then that power would be awesome.
That would be great.
Yeah,
that would be great.
I don't know.
What if they upgraded the power version of it to 8 and then added free 1 square?
That seems annoying. That's so many. I mean, it would be better.
I think it's still good. Yeah.
Do you think if you could generate 8 that you would use standard smoke cloud as a power more often?
No, I don't think that the 6 is the limiting factor. It's you're wasting an action on smoke cloud.
Right.
I mean, I like that they're clearly expanding the stealth improved movement thing with the Mutant CIA that they had in the Shield people in Captain America set.
The Mutant CIA is in a lot of figures. All the Fast Forces will add them as well.
Yeah, I like that. Like, hey, this is a cool concept. Let's keep it going through different sets.
Yeah.
But he's just gonna be the super rare you pull, and you're like, this is my super rare. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Because he doesn't even have willpower. Like.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
Like it's okay. He could pop in, and yeah, he has good stats, 11 for 4, and he could just like go through a wall. Like he could go through whatever to just be placed in a square of hindering within 5. Who else does that? It was what's her face? Nightshade.
Nightshade.
Yeah, Nightshade does something similar, but he just doesn't have like enough oomph, I guess. Like, if he stays in, if you can pick a map with a ton of hindering, then he might be serviceable.
How much more oomph do you need? 11 for 4 with exploit? He can pop right next to you? Okay, let me ask
just within 5.
Like, do you think that...
Just put a Nightbringer ring on him.
Right. With it, how many points would he have to be, do you guys think, for you guys to like him? Would you like him at 50?
10.
10.
I would like him at 10.
It's one of those things. It's like, it's the dial design that's an issue for me.
He just doesn't do anything unique, I guess.
He doesn't do enough that excites me. So here's what it would take for me to like him at 65. The smoke cloud gets turned into a trait with 2 free.
Yeah, smoke cloud is free would help him so much.
Willpower is so relevant and so needed on so many figures these days.
Yep, I agree.
And then I would like to just see a precision strike with the exploit. I'm not saying that it would make him over the. I'm saying it probably would make him more oomphy, right? But I feel like smoke cloud for free, precision strike, or just something else in that attack power slot.
Maybe super strength or something as well.
Yeah, super strength, or maybe just the whole dial of poison. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And then willpower. Like, if it's a close combat piece without willpower that's not prime vulture, it gets a little tough.
Sure.
I just don't like 65 is just a weird point value.
That's true too. That is annoying for team building.
Because with him, you're gonna want to win map generally. If you're putting him on a team, you want to generally win map because you want to go to some place with hindering. Because you don't want to rely on his smoke cloud. You could bring a Nightbringer on somebody else, but that's a hassle to build around for him. So 65 is just, sure, you could build a high theme Brotherhood or something, but it's just awkward, I feel like. 65 is just a little weird for me.
I'm surprised you guys with my 4-man Black Tom team.
Go for it. We'll take you to WWE Arena. Where it's all obscuring terrain and not hindering, so...
I couldn't place. It's self-stealth, but yeah.
Yeah. And then we just shoot you. You get Batmaned.
Okay. Alright. I think we've reached a consensus there.
Yeah, we did. So, alright, let's talk about our big boy figure. Super rare Juggernaut. Let's talk about a little bit. I'll read his card off a little bit, then we can get into loving this figure some more. Mystical Helmet, Colossal Stamina. Juggernaut can reduce penetrating damage and has protected outwit. Special movement power for his Hodile. Juggernaut has charge. When he uses it, he may choose to not half his speed. If you do, he can use improved movement characters and can only move in a direct path. If Juggernaut uses charge during your last turn, he can't become immobile. Stop click with impervious, but succeeds on a 4 through 6 with reducing penetrating damage. Special damage power with Battle Fury. Opposing characters within 4 squares can't use Stop, Leadership, or Perplex. If they already use Perplex, the modifier temporarily doesn't apply. Super Strength, Steel Energy, Impervious, Invulnerability, Toughness, and then regular old Battle Fury in there as well. Improved movement hindering and blocking. My gosh, there's still more. Brotherhood of Mutants, Excalibur, Thunderbolts, X-Men, Brute, and Mystical. Brotherhood of Mutants team ability, point cost of 175 and a lower dial of 100. My gosh, Tyler.
Yeah. He's a fun little piece, I think.
So I guess, I want to be careful, right? So I don't want to talk about anything that would violate any of your NDAs. So don't feel pressured. tell us what you can tell us. What made you choose the Juggernaut, right? Like, why do you love the Juggernaut?
Because he's freaking awesome. Look at him. Like, he's so cool. I've always liked the Juggernaut. I was trying to think when I was picking what the first story I read with him in was. And I can't actually. It was actually the Spider-Man story where it was Spider-Man versus Juggernaut, where Juggernaut was coming in to try and stop. He was trying to do something to Madam Web. I can't remember exactly. He was trying to get to Madam Web, and Spider-Man was trying to stop him, and he just couldn't. Like, Juggernaut was literally just walking, and Spider-Man, he threw a semi-truck full of gasoline at him. He webbed him, and he just couldn't stop him. Just super awesome character. And then I mained him in Marvel vs. Capcom, and he was awesome. I don't know. I've just always liked him. Yeah.
The only thing that I have fervent opinions on video game wise is Marvel vs. Capcom series, and Juggernaut was way too easy to take down in that game.
He was, but I just liked the character design of him. He was so big. I just loved it.
Well, I mean, there's a lot to talk about, right? I think the money for this guy comes in at 100 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably. Yeah. I hate that though. I'm gonna play him at 175. I like big characters. I always have. But yeah, it's probably best at 100 points. You probably get the most value out of 100.
Right.
Invuln gets a lot better when you can reduce penetrating damage.
That's right. In that late dial steel energy, right, just keeps him in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which helps a lot. I think we talked about it a lot. There's a lot of good. He needs a resource or an equipment.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones. I think we've all sort of decided that the Ock Arms are the best.
The Book of Skulls is the best that he needs.
Ooh!
We're literally going to make him Kurth. So.
Yeah, Ock Arms is probably the best. It synergizes so well with him. The ignoring elevated is huge because that's the only thing he can't ignore right now. The Giant Reach 2 is actually very big because you have to, in your direct path, it gives you a much wider range, so it's a lot easier to pull off. Obviously, the Flurry just is more damage, and it also synergizes with the Steel Energy later in the dial. It also synergizes with his Brotherhood Immune System ability. Being able to pull off tokens more likely, double the chances with that is good.
The Ock Arm gives you improved movement, elevated, and hindering.
Yeah, it does.
Huh.
It's not normally relevant, but it is very relevant on Juggernaut.
Yep, it's very true.
Very much.
Now, if retirement happens on plan, the Waldo Arms or the all-black Necro Sword, right? That's
Yeah, there's some great options out there still.
Sure. But being able to, so let's do the math here, right? TK out 6, spin ring him 1 square, that's 7. Do the Magneto spin for another 1, that puts him out 8, and then the 2 squares that he starts out in, that's 13, and then 11, he can charge in a direct path till square 24. He can giant reach into square 26. That puts him firmly into your opponent's map.
Yep.
The table next to you opponent's map.
Also, if depending on map, obviously, if you start him and the TKer in the middle line, and he has giant reach from his object, then he can reach. Even going in a direct path, he can reach every row on the opponent's thing. So he can still move the direct path no matter where they're at on their row. giant reach because they can reach 2 out, obviously.
Right.
So
now Juggernaut cannot become a Spider-Man family.
He cannot.
He also cannot become an Avenger.
Not that I know of, no.
No, not in modern at least.
Sure.
I'm kind of bummed that he has Battle Fury, only because he'd be great for Vulture to just carry him around, so Vulture could just do his own thing, and just have Juggernaut there to just turn off the stop clicks.
Reflex and stop, yeah.
And that's it. Juggernaut's there for anything else, just to turn off stop clicks.
Juggernaut's 4-piece, that's all for Vulture.
Yeah, Vulture's just like, all right, let's go, Jugs.
God. Oh, that's my worst nightmare. Oh my God. Yeah.
I want this to happen now.
Well, you can. There is always that option that you. Never mind. You can't do it in modern anymore.
Good.
The AI Avengers Affinity Mantis for 50 points said the friendly characters within 4 squares have free. This character can't use Battle Fury or Earthbound Neutralize this turn.
Okay. That's a team right there. We did it.
We're carrying Juggernaut around.
I think the damage power is a lot better than it initially looks, and it initially looks really good. It kind of makes your team not Vulture proof, but it definitely protects you from Vulture, because if he gets within 4 of you, oh wait, never mind, that's not how that works. Never mind, I'm an idiot. You have to be within for the person, so it works out. You have to be within 4 of the person that used Perplex on the person. I'm done.
Right.
But the stop click thing is within 4 as well. There's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you literally built Juggernaut to be a Yeni Mind Killer. Let's just be honest.
I didn't mean to, but he'd be pretty good against Unimind and Golden Age. I'll give you that.
It was subconscious.
This guy can very easily spin Immortal Hulk with 1 hit. That's awesome. He can.
Well, I mean, with Flurry, he can do it twice.
Right. Yeah. He can get through if you see any God Dooms. He's very good against God Doom.
So you're just going for the whole Clixed Off team at this point. Yeah. You're like, Jason plays God Doom, so all right. Gotta take him out too. Does he take out Pogs? So I'll take care of Alex's team.
He can very notably one-shot Spider-Man, 1776. It's pretty good.
Can he though? I mean, he has to have a lot of perplex to do that though, right?
He only needs 1 perplex, right?
He does 4 damage.
On 100 points, he needs 1 perplex.
Or a heavy
one perplex, or heavy. Never mind. Yeah.
He's not carrying anybody, so heavy. You're gonna be holding the heavy. Like there's no reason not to.
He could carry somebody.
Tiny. Can you carry with Battle Fury? You can, can't you?
Yeah, you just can't be carried.
Right, so you could carry a Tiny. But yeah, he's probably not going to be carrying anybody.
If you're holding an object, Alex, you can't carry or be carried.
Right, I know. I'm not saying he carries an object. He can. I'm just saying he charges for 11. That screams to me, hey, maybe he should carry somebody that distance. Yeah. And drop him off and punch somebody.
That's fair.
That's true.
But yeah, the object is not hard to do for him, basically.
Yeah, I mean, and and he can get across the map in 2 actions, right? So I mean, he can get TK'd as 1 and then charge.
And he's there.
And he's there, right? So he could possibly kill 2 1776s if they place terribly.
Now they still will get shaped or super sensitive, obviously, but unless you have some other way to deal with that. Yeah. I was gonna say something and I forget what it is, but never mind, I guess.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I can't wait. I think his biggest usage is on Excalibur themed teams.
Obviously, that's why
Clearly, that's biggest usage, Excalibur. I don't even know what the other Excalibur pieces are.
There's a few in this set.
I gotta look it up now.
The Rogue has it in this set.
Watch it be some ridiculous figures. Like, we were just kidding, and it's just like...
Yeah, and then Excalibur theme team, the new meta.
Phoenix.
Could be.
Blue Phoenix.
Okay.
Colossus.
That's TK.
See, that Colossus, I think, might come back. That wasn't a bad Colossus. That's the one that gives... Is that the Colossus that gives everybody invulnerability?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he saw a little bit of play, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I hope it's going to see some play. That would be awesome.
So, well, congratulations again, Tylor, on your piece and your win. And so now, just a question for you. You did the unboxing. You've held a brick's worth of figures through your hands. How do you feel about the new sculpts, the new scaling, and the new paint jobs compared to your old figures, combining in the relativity of the cost increase?
The biggest, very noticeable difference is the size. They're very much bigger. They're taller. I actually have a picture I'll probably share whenever we release the unboxing. It between I think it was the last Cyclops we got from Dark Phoenix and the new Cyclops, and it's very noticeable. It's like I don't know how to quantify, maybe like 20% bigger or something, but it's very noticeable. So the size is a lot bigger. They all looked pretty detailed. I was not unhappy with any of them. As far as like the paint jobs, they said that there was going to be like mats and small. I don't know. They said something about that in the article. I didn't really notice too much different on the quality of the actual paint. But maybe I'm just not looking for that because I'm not I don't I don't paint figures. But yeah, they're definitely a lot bigger to the point where I'm a little concerned that it might be weird seeing them on the field, on the map with other older figures because they'll just be a lot bigger. That was my concern. Hopefully it's not that noticeable. But yeah, they're definitely a lot bigger.
I was a little concerned about being able to pick out certain Juggernaut was the first one we saw that was huge, I believe, and we were like, oh, he's gonna be super easy to just see and be able to just pick out. But then we saw the Old Man Phoenix. There was a couple others that are just gonna be.
Apocalypse is big.
Apocalypse is huge, which those are two good ones. Like all three of them are things you want to pull.
You want to pick up heavy packs in this set so far.
I'm just worried that they're going to troll us. Not worried, but they're going to end up trolling us by having
a common, really big character.
Who was it? What set was that? World's Finest? It's one of those figures, maybe Deadpool. There was one figure that always had the giant figure in it, and you were always sad when you pulled her.
Oh, it was Aleph? The big robot? Is that what you're talking about?
There was someone. It was either I'll have to look it up. I just remember there being one figure, like Elastigirl. Maybe it was Elastigirl, because she was a giant figure, and I remember from World's Finest. No,
from the Doom Patrol.
From Doom Patrol.
Oh, okay. There's someone named Elastigirl?
Yeah, no, she was huge, and so were some of the KC figures. Because you had like a Green Lantern, and Shazam was Shazam was okay, but Batman was big. He was very wide. Yeah, so you had a lot of figures that were just huge, and so you would try to be like, okay, this one feels a little bit bigger. Let me go for it, and then you end up with freaking Elastigirl. And you're like,
How
okay.
did the Incredibles not get sued? Is the girl from Incredibles is Elastigirl, right?
But DC already had the Elastigirl came before the Incredibles movie.
Yeah, so how did the Incredibles get away with it?
I'm sure there's probably a lack of a dash or an addition of a dash or something.
Well, it's Elastigirl, and then in the Incredibles,
there is no dash in Elastigirl in the Incredibles. I'm
so
glad I know this now.
Yep, no dash. That's what it is.
Or they could have just paid DC.
Nonsense. We like our running theory.
Yeah.
I mean, typically everything's solved with money.
But she did have a dash in that movie. It was her son.
What?
Thank you, Jason. Thank you.
Wow.
That's a good dad joke. Yeah. Good.
Oh, I got it now.
I'm sorry.
Here.
I'm sorry. Let's move on.
I'm here now.
Go. Yeah. They're definitely a lot bigger. Yeah, and we can share photos whenever it's released.
Yeah, so I think this will be the last, just for you guys to know. This will be the last. I mean, the article's going to go up first, then the unboxing, then the podcast. The podcast might go up Tuesday. Sure. But then we'll be able to share videos and pictures, and I'm sure Tylor will get a lot of requests here in the next few days. So let's, and a lot more coming from us again, folks. So let's do final thoughts with today's podcast. I'll go ahead and just share mine. You know, we got a lot coming up. Excited to have y'all back. Thanks everyone for listening and tuning in, and post some comments, send us some ideas and some feedback, and we'll get to you and get on it. Tylor.
I'm very happy about Juggernaut. That's my final thought. I'm happy the thing I'm most excited about is to see other people excited about him. Like when other people got excited, that was super cool. So like if you guys post him and like you pull him and post that you got him, like that would just be awesome for me. Or like to see people building teams with him. I'm just very excited to see how he does.
It's true. Jason?
I don't know. I'm just glad I got to talk to you guys about Clix tonight because, like, I don't know. I don't get to talk about Clix anymore. I haven't played Clix since August at all. Like, so I don't know. I was contemplating, like, just like not, I don't know, just getting out of the game for a while. I don't know. The whole pandemic thing's just got me all messed up, man.
Sure. Oh, just really quick. That's a good segue to talk about the tournament that the Rock is doing.
Well, we'll let Alex fill us in on that with his final thought.
Oh, what if I had some really creative final thought?
Nobody cares, Alex.
Oh. Yeah, so we're doing a House of X celebration type thing. Basically, we are under the impression not a lot of people can actually go and play in person. So we wanted to give people the opportunity to have some fun. And so what we are doing is we are doing a constructed floor event. If no one knows what floor is, floor means is that it's 300 points. 150 of the points has to come from this House of X set. Now you could do all 300 as House of X if you want, but at minimum, yeah, it's not just only 150. You could do more than 150.
Just a minimum.
Minimum. You have to do at least 150.
Floor used to be much more common back several years ago.
Yeah, and it's Highlander to prevent some nonsense that could go on. Except for generics. If they have real name Various listed on, then they're considered a generic. The Sinister clones have it. The X students have it.
So I can't use a Juggernaut at 175 and a Juggernaut at 100?
You can. It's not name exclusive. It's figure exclusive.
Yeah, I'm talking about the same figure, 175 and 100.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant the other Juggernauts. No, you cannot play the same. You know what I mean. No, you have to play different figures. Yeah, you can't. Basically, it's to prevent Tri-Sentinel Swarm to prevent Wolverine Swarm, because obviously that set is back.
Good old days.
Yeah, oh, sure. That's what you want to say. Good old days, sure.
Dark Phoenix Swarm.
Those were the good old days. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be done online, if that wasn't, completely clear. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's December 12th. Entry is $25. Prizing is amazing. We're doing Lady Phoenix and a case of House of X for first place. Second place gets Galactus and a brick. And then third and fourth, I believe, get 3 boosters. 5 through 8 gets 1 booster. And then there's Con-LEs and 2019 Con-LEs and stuff like that sprinkled throughout. It's all on the Rock page. You'll be able to see. We have to have a minimum of 32 people. That's the key thing, because we don't want to change. We had that whole issue with pricing changes for previous events just because it would just, we didn't get as many people as we were expecting. So we're going to avoid that. As long as we get a minimum 32, the event will happen. The pricing will stay the same regardless. I mean, well, if the event doesn't happen, obviously the pricing is negligible at that point. But we're pretty confident that we've already gotten a lot of people interested, and I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you guys have any questions, you can reach out to any of the Rock people, me included, or whatever. Really, it's going to be a fun event. I think the pricing will get a lot of people involved, and it's just going to be an event where you don't have to worry about Vulture, you don't have to worry about 1776, like you just don't have to worry about a lot of that. I don't want to say nonsense, but nonsense.
Bullshit.
Basically, yeah. And it's fun. Now, we have a lot of extra X-Men sets. We go from the most recent one, House of X, all the way back to Uncanny, and we even allowed Deadpool because that's sort of it's an X-Men set, but not X-Men. It's X-Men like universe set, if you will. So yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Me and Aaron Morgan, the Rock head judge, we put a lot of effort into figuring out exactly what pieces need to make the cut. Or not what pieces. Well, we did the LEs too. There's most of the X-Men LEs going back to 2016 are legal. So if you want to do the Professor X Juggernaut and Tylor's Juggernaut, you could. I don't know why, but you could. There's a lot of flexibility, and I think there's going to see a lot of unique teams out there, which is what I'm excited about. So, that's about it.
All right. Well, hey, thanks everybody for listening to Clixed Off today, and we'll talk to y'all next time.
See ya.
Later.
See ya.